Good morning. Good morning. Okay, that's more like it. Welcome to Unity of Charlottesville on this warm July day. My name is Peggy Ruth, and I will be your celebration assistant this morning. I am here with our wonderful music director, Blair Jones. And of course, our talented Unity band and praise singers. And we are also very blessed to have Reverends Paula and Richard Mekdeci with us this morning. Reverend Paula will be giving the message and the meditation, and we get an extra treat with some music from Richard. And we do like to open with song, so I will turn it over to Blair.
I'm so very excited that the Reverend Richard Mekdeci is here. And next week, Reverend Richard will be providing music and message for you. So that's going to be a big treat. We all know and love him because he's one of the founders of the Empower Music and Arts organization that has fostered so many songwriters for positive music like we like to use here. And he's an author of many songs himself. So we know him well, and we're just so excited he's here to lead us in singing one of his songs. This is a new one for you all, so listen to the first verse as Richard sings it, and then we'll join him.
Thank you, Blair. Very good.
So happy you're here.
Appreciate it. Hi, y'all.
Hi.
This is the prayer for protection and affirmative statements.
Take it. Hi.
And all is well.
It's just a little sample of what you're going to get next Sunday.
What a great version of a affirmation that we all know so well. Thank you, Richard. Here at Unity of Charlottesville, everyone is welcome, regardless of your religion, your national origin, your faith, your ethnicity, your sexuality, your gender preference, your political affiliation. Everyone is welcome here. And I think I see a few new faces in the congregation this morning. If you want to be brave and just wave your hand, say hello. We're so glad you're here. Is there anyone back for a second visit? Okay. Well, everybody else is here on a regular basis then, I guess. We do have fellowship after the service, and we'd love to have you all come down so we can get to know you a little bit better. Well, it is our practice to open with prayer, so I'm going to invite Reverend Paula Mekdeci to come up and do that, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about her wonderful background in a minute.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Oh, what a beautiful morning, and what a joy to be together at Unity of Charlottesville. So good morning to all of you. Good morning to those who are watching online, in particular, our beloved Reverends Don and Patricia. Really feeling your presence here with us today. So grateful to you. So let's just take a moment to get centered. I invite you to get comfortable in your seat, close your eyes. Let's breathe in deeply, filling our lungs with sweet life. Breathe out. Sweet Spirit, we are so grateful to be in spiritual community this morning. We know that each of us received that little divine nudge to be here today, and we said yes. We come this morning with our hearts wide open to both give and receive. Whatever we most are carrying in our hearts today, we feel any burdens lifted, we feel any joys multiplied. And we know that each of us is a light of God expressing. And so whether we realize it or not, and those we exchange glances with today, those we hug, those we simply are sitting near, they feel our love and they feel our energy. And this is the beauty of spiritual community, radiating here and out into the world. And for all of these blessings, for the blessing of being here together, for the blessing of Unity of Charlottesville and Unity, we are so grateful. And we say thank you, sweet Spirit, and so it is. Amen.
And let's close this time of prayer, please, with our statement of faith. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And if you haven't already, may we kindly ask that you either mute or turn off your cell phones. And we're going to turn it back over to Blair and the music team for one of our favorite songs. So stand up, greet one another, and you're free to move around the sanctuary.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is from
And it's that time for any children that are still here in the congregation to go downstairs and join Robin for youth church. We have a few opportunities for transformation that we'd like to share with you this morning. Out in the narthex, we have the bin for the food bank. Donations are being accepted. These are needed year-round, and we have been a very generous congregation when it comes to giving to the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank. So please bring some things to share, leave them, and the bucket will be emptied on a regular basis. So thank you for your generosity there. Downstairs, we have the art gallery open again, featuring Blue O'Connell. She does amazing collage work, so please take time during hospitality to check out her treasures. Kirtan is continuing. That will be the 19th, 5 to 6:30. It's here in the sanctuary, and that's by donation. Wonderful group. If you haven't had an opportunity to come, we invite you to check it out. And the Labyrinth Circle, we have someone who is expanding our opportunity to experience that. Thursday the 24th from 4 to 5 p.m., there will be a group meeting in the meditation room, which is next to the Peace House, and the Labyrinth will be the center of that meeting. So please come. And Carolyn, come up and tell us about your great stuff. Carolyn is our office manager.
Thank you. Hi. It's been suggested that I tell you more about myself. I was like, why is the office manager offering a meditation retreat? So I thought I'd tell you a little bit about my life before joining Unity and outside of Unity. So before starting to serve as your office manager, I had been a professor of medieval literature for many years, and my PhD focus was in medieval Christian mysticism and contemplation. And for about 15 years, I've been facilitating retreats and contemplative workshops and sacred gatherings. And I think of my work outside of Unity as merging intellectual exploration and contemplative practice and creativity with community. And so it's really just a pleasure to, and really humbling to share this part of myself with this community that is also full of really rich and deep wisdom and very wise teachers here. So I've been doing this work in universities primarily, but also yoga studios and senior centers for a lot of years, and I'm really excited to be here. So the meditation itself is rooted in nature connection. And so there'll be some mindful movement and stillness and dialogue and plenty of time to connect with others, as well as be in solitude. And it's all optional, so introverts are very welcome. If you want to spend the entire time in silence, that is very welcome. We'll also have plenty of time to be outside as well as inside. And if you lean towards being a little bit more of an indoor cat, that's fine. You can also stay inside in our beautiful air-conditioned sanctuary if that feels better for you during our time. So that's our early harvest meditation retreat, continuing a tradition that Reverend Patricia had kept alive for Unity. So I'm happy to hold that space for a little while. And if you don't want to commit to a full day and maybe want to just spend 15 minutes in meditation, we have our Tune-Up Tuesdays at noon, so you can join on Zoom, and those 15-minute meditations are inspired by the Sunday sermon. So that's a little tune-up to keep us in alignment for the rest of our week. Thank you so much.
And Tony? She's going to tell us a little bit about what the Earth Care team is up to in a new book study group.
So the Earth Care team meets today at 12:30, and we'll be down in the large classroom. So time for fellowship, and then meet at 12:30. But what I wanted to was we've started a book study class, a book study on Zoom discussion group that Susan Beachy is leading, and we're looking at the book Nature's Best Hope by Doug Ptolemy. And if you want to find out more about it, there's a wonderful video on the website under events that you can go hear a short lecture that Doug Ptolemy did for Nature's Best Hope. It's unlike a lot of environmental books that are kind of heavy and hard to read, this one's actually full of hope and really great ideas about what we can actually do just as individuals. So if you'd like to be part of the Zoom, let me know. I'll add you to the list. We're going to meet on Thursdays, the first Thursday of the month. And right now, we've already read chapter 1, but we're only going up to chapter 3, so it's really a pretty easy read for you to get to catch up with us, and we'd welcome you to be part of it. Thank you.
And Maria would like to share our efforts for Pride Day.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So many years ago, before we had hug meetings, we would have congregational meetings downstairs. And there was one moment in one of them that really stands out for me. And that was when Kevin, our little shrinking violet, got up and he was just sharing like what this community means to him. And what he was talking about is how he feels seen and accepted and loved for all of who he is. And that is what Charlottesville Pride is. So Unity of Charlottesville has been at Pride every year, except for last year when we didn't get a booth. And it is that experience that Kevin has here on Sunday mornings. That is what Pride is for the LGBTQIA+ community. It is a safe place for them to come and be who they want to be and dress how they want to dress and be seen and loved and accepted. And it's incredible. It's families, it's babies and teenagers and middle-aged people and elderly people, and everyone of every color is there and seen and accepted. And one of the things I wanted to point out is people have been commenting on my free mom hug shirt. This has a particular purpose. I volunteer with a group, and our job is to go out and be at Pride events or drag events or out in the community offering hugs to people, in particular people in the LGBTQIA community who may have been pushed out of their homes, pushed out of their families, pushed out of their spiritual communities. And so our job when we have a booth at Pride is just to go and be love. And we get to do bubble blessings, which are super fun. So if you want to come and be part of the fun, I will be in the narthex after the service, and I will also be downstairs in hospitality. So go and track me down. You can also track down Kevin for questions and to sign up. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. We want to remind you that on Wednesdays from 6:30 to 7, we have the Healing Half Hour. This is a wonderful group of folks who have been meeting for years, 30 minutes of prayer time. You can submit a prayer online if you would like to be included in that time, or you're certainly welcome to join us on Zoom, Wednesdays at 6:30. And now, let's share our mission statement together. Unity of Charlottesville empowers everyone to express their unique divinity, making a positive difference in the world. And we'll turn it back over to the music team.
I'm so proud of the people making announcements for coming up on the railing sides to that really gracefully. Reverend Paula suggested this song today, and it is one of my favorites. And at the end of it, there'll be an opportunity for you to join in. So don't go to sleep. When I was a girl each week, Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest, and he would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread. Everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad, miracles don't happen still. Now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything, everything, everything's a miracle. So small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, I barely wet my fingertips. Now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Questioning child's face and say it's not a testament. Well, that'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come and say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, I saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Sing with us. Everything is holy now. 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 Used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now.
Thank you, Blair. I love that song. Well, we have a rare treat this morning. It is an honor for me to introduce Reverend Paula Mekdeci. Let me just tell you a little bit about her, because we don't often get someone with such a deep unity experience as we have this morning. Reverend Paula was the ordained Unity minister who served as senior minister at Unity Renaissance Spiritual Life Center in Chesapeake, Virginia from 2013 to 2023. And prior to the ministry, she enjoyed a successful career in corporate communications, culminating in the position as Vice President of Communications and Publications at Unity Worldwide Headquarters. This position was from 2007 to 2013, and in that role, she oversaw Daily Word, Unity Magazine, Unity Books, Unity Online Radio, and Unity Marketing and Communications. Pretty exciting, huh? And what a wonderful place to live for that decade. Although Reverend Paula retired from church ministry in January of 23, she remains passionate about the evolution of spirituality, including greater appreciation for the divine feminine. Her highest desire is to serve and to create greater peace and unity in the world. So with that, let's give Reverend Paula a wonderful Unity of Charlottesville welcome.
Thank you. Many years ago, I was in a spiritual education class at Unity Village when a fellow student shared a remarkable story. She was a nurse, and she told how one day, after a patient had died, she went into his hospital room to turn off the machines that had been monitoring him. And of course, he had flatlined by then, no pulse, no breathing, no brain activity. But she said that as she walked across the room, she noticed that the patient's eyes were just very slightly open, and they were following her across the room. So that pretty well freaked her out, and she rushed over to the patient and cried out, "Who's in there?" And then she ran and got the doctors. They came back. Miraculously, they resuscitated that patient. A week later, he walked out of the hospital and went on with his life. Right? Incredible. It's just an amazing story, and it has stayed with me because it is so amazing, but also because of that very compelling question that the nurse asked. Who's in there? Right? We might very well ask ourselves the same thing. Is it not true? Who's in there? Or really, who's in here? You know, in Unity, we say that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And we know that in our true nature is divine. Or as the great Unity minister, late Unity minister Dorothy Pearson used to say, "Hello, God." So even though we know that in our essence we are spiritual, we still tend to identify more with our ego, right? With our thoughts and our beliefs and our emotions. We identify with the roles we play, with the stories that we tell, with the events that happen to us in our lives, and with the groups we belong to. Well, these are the facts and the traits about us, but they're not who we truly are. You see, who we truly are is much grander than that. It is, in fact, unlimited. You see, Jesus knew this. He knew the limitations of identifying with the ego, and in my opinion, most of his ministry was about waking people up to their true nature, right? Sort of getting them out of this sort of trance that they were in, being connected to their egos. And so when he said to his disciples, "Deny thyself," he was really saying, let go of your false notions of who you are Let go of your illusion of separation, that you're separate from others and that you're separate from God, and come back to oneness. Because that, as he said, is where we find the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of God within us. And Jesus also said, I just ran across this recently, in Mark chapter 13:37, he says, and what I say to you, I say to all, keep awake. You see, he was about us waking up and staying awake. So what does that really mean? How do we go about doing that in our own lives? He was waking people up. How do we wake ourselves up? How do we rise in consciousness and let go of this attachment to the ego identity? Well, the answer is actually much simpler than you might think. In fact, it can be summarized in one word: awareness. Awareness. Awareness is everything. Awareness means paying attention. For starters, it means noticing, it means watching ourselves as we notice what we're thinking and doing. Do you ever do this? There I go again, all right? You're noticing what you're thinking, what you're saying, how you're feeling. As soon as you begin noticing, you shift your consciousness. In fact, that very act of shifting over to observing yourself dissolves the ego, and it raises us to a higher spiritual level. This is very much what Eckhart Tolle speaks about and teaches about. Do we have any Eckhart Tolle fans here? Yeah, I love that guy. So the great spiritual teacher Eckhart Tolle puts it this way. He says, to end the misery that has afflicted the human condition for thousands of years, you have to start with yourself and take responsibility for your inner state at any given moment. That means now. Ask yourself, is there any negativity in me at this moment? Then, he says, become alert, attentive to your thoughts as well as your emotions. The moment you become aware of a negative state within yourself, it does not mean you have failed. It means you have succeeded. In the moment of recognizing, disidentification happens automatically. Your sense of self, of who you are, then undergoes a shift. You see, before you were the thoughts, the emotions, and the reactions. Now you're the awareness, the conscious presence that witnesses those states. I had a Buddhist teacher once who said, freedom is in knowing yourself as the clearing in which everything is allowed to arise and pass. It's the same thing that he is saying here. You become the awareness, you become the consciousness around your limited ego identity. And it's this very realization that saved Eckhart Tolle's life. Many of you may have heard this story before. But as a young man, he had long suffered from depression, at times debilitating. And as he was approaching his 30th birthday, he was in such extreme pain that he actually considered ending his life. And then he had the thought, I cannot live with myself any longer. And that thought, I cannot live with myself any longer, piqued his curiosity. He thought, wait a minute, if I can no longer live with myself, are there two of me, or is there one of me? Who is the I who cannot live with myself? And that question so intrigued him that it actually sparked a profound spiritual experience in which he sort of fell into an energy vortex, as he describes it, and was there for hours and hours. And then when he awoke, he was seeing the world with new eyes. He was seeing everything differently, feeling one with all that is, feeling fully present, sort of overflowing with grace, very present moment oriented. And he is still that way to this day. You feel it when you're with him. It sort of emanates this sense of kind of peace So, of course, we hear about that, and many of us would like to be that way too, don't we? And we wonder, how do we go about making that same shift he did to see differently and to live differently? How do we even work with that concept, are there two of me or one of me? So think of it this way. You are the star of the movie of your life. Is it not so? Yeah, you're the star. But you are also watching the movie of your life. Those times when you see yourself going off on a tangent or acting a certain way. So you're both in the movie and watching the movie. And so anytime you wish, you can shift to the point of view of the observer. You can, in essence, watch yourself. And when you do that, you immediately break the identification with the persona in the film, in the movie of your life. And now you're the space for it. And that is such a powerful place to be, because from that vantage point, you can see that you have choices, right? You can see, oh, I'm doing this. Oh, I could do that instead. So for example, if you're being very judgmental of people or of someone, you can notice that you're being judgmental and you can choose compassion instead. If you notice that you're really not listening to the person who's speaking with you, you can reclaim your attentiveness. I'm going to pay attention. Or if you're even just beating yourself up and you're being really hard on yourself, you're being self-critical, you're feeling guilty, whatever it is, you can notice that you're doing that to yourself. And you can choose to love and forgive yourself instead. See, this is really the point of power for us, our awareness that we have a choice, that we can think, act, and kind of program ourselves differently. It breaks the cycle of reactivity. You know, a lot of us go along and we're just dealing with what's in front of our faces and we're being reactive and we got the mind chatter going all the time. And this is a way to break through that. I'm going to give you 3 different ways of connecting with this higher consciousness. Some of these I'm sure you've done before. The first one is conscious breathing. Conscious breathing. We're going to do this together, paying attention to our breath when we breathe in and we breathe out. So, and when you breathe, think of nothing else. Just think about your breath. Think about breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. Only think about your breath. Again, breathe in. Notice the inhale. Breathe out. And notice the exhale. One more time. In and out. You know, when we do that, just as in meditation, you can sometimes sense when your mind is about to wander. You can almost catch it that it's going to go off in a different direction. Just don't let it. Just don't let it. Bring your attention right back to your breathing. The fact is, you can't notice your breathing and think at the same time. So while you're noticing your breathing, you can't be in your mind chatter. And even if it's just for a split second, during that time of focused breathing, you can feel this inner spaciousness. Did anybody get a sense of that? A couple. The second way we can connect with a sense of higher consciousness is to spend time in nature. Spend time in nature, not right this minute, but spend time in nature, but don't label what you see. You know, we go along, oh, there, you know, there's a daffodil, or there's a tulip, or I think that's an oak, or whatever. No, you're going to go in as just almost like a child would. You know, a child who doesn't have all the words yet, and you're just noticing, you're just seeing what's around, the smelling, the scents, and the colors, and just being there. And if your mind starts to chatter because you're observing your mind, you can bring it back to just being awareness itself. And the third thing, these are tools from Eckhart Tolle that I love. The third is inner body awareness. So we're going to do this one together too. So first, feel just for a moment, feel the energy in your hands. You don't have to feel your hands, but just feel the energy in your hands. Can you do that? Kind of feel the, things flow in there, maybe feel a little tingle. You feel that aliveness there. You can feel that life energy in your hands. Now move your attention to your arms. You feel that? Feel the same energy there in your arms, in your hands, in your arms. Oof. Now go down to your legs, your feet. Just feel that life energy in your torso. This is your inner body, and you are aware of it, your inner body awareness. I love this. It feels like it puts you in touch with the spiritual energy that you are, and the body, the outer body, and the outer goings on becomes superfluous. It's almost like you're tingling with life. All of these techniques put us into a different state of consciousness. It may be very, very fleeting, but the more you do it, the more it begins to build and show up in your life. There's one other I'm going to throw out here that he said, this was just brilliant. He says to ask yourself, I wonder what my next thought will be. So when you do this, I wonder what my next thought will be. Do you feel that little gap? I wonder what my next thought will be. Empty. Just that little tiny gap. It's really great. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, but each time we become the observer, we open a small window of awareness, and the more we practice, the more that awareness expands. So eventually the scale tips, and I found this actually very encouraging, because we do fall back into our mind chatter, our ego identification. We want to be more spiritual and that sort of thing, but then there's life to deal with, right? So we're kind of going back and forth. But what he says is, the more you practice connecting with the higher realm, the more you know yourself as spirit, the more you're able to observe rather than being in the movie, the more that expands, the more that grows, so that eventually you can choose it at any time. Any time during your day, I'm going to watch it. What am I doing right here? You can reconnect with the higher presence within you. And that's when you tend to feel the sense of oneness. You feel the source of all being. Have any of you ever had that experience of feeling one with all that is? It's amazing. It's a miraculous realization. And I'm sure you've probably felt it even when you didn't realize it. It may have been in a very small moment when you lost all sense of your separate self. It could be when you're focused on someone you deeply love, when you're immersed in a favorite hobby or activity. I really lose myself doing paint by numbers. And listening to Eckhart Tolle podcasts. And also when we're giving to others, you can sometimes feel, it doesn't even feel like you're giving, because it's just a oneness with who you're giving to. These spontaneous experiences of oneness remind us spiritual awakening does not have to be complicated. In fact, the simpler, the better. The great 13th century Christian mystic, Meister Eckhart, you will appreciate this, Carolyn, said, this is my all-time favorite quote, God is not found in the soul by adding anything, but by a process of subtraction. When we subtract our busy thoughts, we subtract our made-up stories, our self-imposed burdens, we discover the fullness of God within us. Subtract, subtract, subtract. Do you ever wonder if God is truly within you? I know I have before. Really? God's in me? So if you've ever had that question, let me ask you this. Have you ever started to say something you really shouldn't say? And a voice in you said, don't say that. Right? Have you ever received a message seemingly out of nowhere, something like, call your mom? And when you called, you found out that she needed you right then. Or have you ever done something that you later regretted and said, I never should have done that. I knew better. Well, who knew better? What part of you knew better? Some part of you knew better. You might call it your intuition or your conscience, but what was it really? You see, I think it was your God self communicating with you. You have this wise, listen, you have this wise presence, this wise, loving presence in you that really is you, that is always there for you, has been there since the day you were born, will be there throughout your lifetimes. This wise presence is all love, all compassion. It is intrinsic to your very being. And that's exactly what we get in touch with when we watch ourselves. This idea of watching ourselves may sound kind of superfluous, but it's how we wake up. And today, awakening is urgent, is it not? Eckhart Tolle says humanity's greatest challenge is the dysfunction of the egoic human mind. We are faced with a stark choice. He says, evolve or die. The pain, war, and suffering in the world, oppression and injustice, political polarization, climate change, and so much more testify to the ego running amok. But we don't have to live like that. We can step out of the madness and into higher truth. And from higher awareness, we can bring ourselves back to sanity and back to oneness. We can discover the peace that passes all understanding, and then shine our lights ever more brightly into the world. You know, sometimes I think a lot about that story I shared at the beginning about the patient that was following her across the room. And sometimes I imagine that presence, that same kind of presence in me, kind of looking around in me through kind of half open eyes. I connect with that presence, that observer. As my thoughts come and go, I feel my breath rise and fall. My body relaxes. And the more I focus on that presence, the more peaceful I become. Well, this year I turned 70. There, I've said it out loud. Oh, I'm so glad you feel that way. So like many people facing a milestone birthday, my pervading thought was, how could I possibly be this old? Don't you feel that way? Like, what? But then I started trying to come up with sort of a mantra or some way of thinking about it that would be useful going forward. And I came up with this. I can't necessarily control the number of years that I have left, but I can control how I experience them. And so can you. You see, this present moment is overflowing with wonder and blessings. This moment, everything is holy now. Pay attention. It's the Father's good pleasure to give us the kingdom. And as it turns out, it was right here all along. Let's turn now to our meditation. So I invite you to get comfortable in your seat. Close your eyes and take a nice big breath in. And let it go. And feel the good earth beneath your feet, the chair supporting you. Breathe in. And as you exhale, release any busy thoughts, any concerns. Just come to this present moment. I invite you to connect with your own heart, your own sweet, loving soul. Your own divine goodness. And just bask in that for a moment. Feel yourself in the flow of life, this life energy moving through you. All is well. In this moment, all is well. And perhaps now you can, from this more expanded consciousness, call to mind your ego self, your daily persona, busy, sometimes worried, sometimes joyful. See how you're moving through your precious life. And send yourself so much love. Appreciate your inner goodness, your courage, your kindness, all your divine gifts. Imagine them coming into even fuller fruition so that you are lifted up, that you feel God within you. And you know that's who you truly are. I invite you to take a moment to open yourself, open your heart to divine guidance. Listen for what is yours to hear in the silence. Very gently now, we bring our attention back into our bodies, back into this moment, feeling a bit of a tingling of newness, new possibilities, feeling alive with this joy within us. And as we prepare to open our eyes and go on with our day, we affirm that we see a little bit differently today, that we see through the outer surface of things into the heart of them, including what we see when we look in the mirror. We appreciate it all, and we are so, so profoundly grateful. Thank you, sweet Spirit, and so it is. Amen.
Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through. As me, where I sing,
Joy lifts my feet where I live. Beauty's flowing free in and out and through me as me. Oh, where I doubt, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is the comfort there. Where I seek, God is the answer. Here and now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak, truth is. Where I work, love is my career. Where I play, God is playing boldly in and out and through me as me. Where I am, where I stand, where I play, where I work and breathe and move and be, where I sing, where I dance my dance, my dance, wherever I go, where I pray and take and give and live. God is, life is, truth is, oh, God is.
Thank you, Blair. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. And thank you, Reverend Paula. Wow. Was that an inspiring message? What are you going to be watching this week? Now it's our opportunity to give back to Unity of Charlottesville. We are so, so grateful for all your gifts, your time, your talent, and your treasure. And there are many ways that you can give. On the screen, it's showing you the QR code that you can just scan. You can text to give to the number that is there. And of course, you can mail a check to our church office if you're not present here today. And you can put your offering in the butterfly net that will be coming around in just a moment. Again, we are so thankful because it is you, everything that you are, that is Unity of Charlottesville. You are the church. So let's bless our offering now. There we go. Together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Turn it back over to the music team.
be the heart through which heaven is made known on earth. Sing it with us. I am that I am has sent me to this now moment. Here I am that I am has sent me to this now moment. Here I am to be the voice and to be the heart through which heaven is made known on earth. To be the voice and to be the heart through which heaven is made known on earth. Here's Stevie. Great band. I am that I am. Sing. Has sent me to this now moment. Here I am that I am. Has sent me to this now moment. Here I am to be the voice and to be the heart through which heaven is made known on earth. To be the voice and to be the heart through which heaven is made known on earth. I am that I am. 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 I am that I am.
I think Buddy was back there doing a little samba.
And let's bless these tithes, these offerings, these gifts. We send them forth to do your will and your way, and so it is. Amen. And now let's find out what the children and the youth have been doing today. Robin, come on down.
We are walking as the light of God. 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 We are walking, walking, we are walking, walking, we are walking as the light of God. We are walking, walking, we are walking, walking, we are walking as the light of God.
Good morning. So we have been learning from Peter and the Earth Care team this morning a little bit about pollinators and the importance of flowers and the insects that carry the pollen from plant to plant. Do you guys want to share anything about what we did or learned? well, I read a book called The Reason for a Flower, and it was a really nice book. And we're going to go back downstairs in a minute and read The Bees Count. And we're also working on a wildflower collage mural. That's a tongue twister. Peter, do you want to share?
I'll say a couple words. So it was always part of my vision that the kids would have their own program here for Earth Care. And today we got that program off the ground. As Tony mentioned, we're studying Nature's Best Hope, written by probably the preeminent entomologist on the planet right now, Douglas Tallamy. But he took the trouble to write a special version of that book just for kids. So we're probably going to take a look at that as time goes on. And I did have one question. What kind of fruit had the most seeds in it? Do you remember? It's the pomegranate. Do you remember how many seeds were in it?
44.
Wow. 44 seeds.
So we hope that we can do this regularly, and maybe once a month or once every other month have a lesson about the ecosystem and help create a more thriving ecosystem here on campus with the Earth Care team. Yeah. All right. Woohoo! So I think we're going to do our children's blessing now. All right. Children, Uniteens, YOUers, teachers, and parents, you are loved, special, and important. Thank you.
Robin has lots of very creative activities planned for the summer. So if you have children, grandchildren that are going to be around, please bring them. Let them enjoy and learn from this wonderful program. We want to remind you that we have pastoral care. You can call the church office and request someone to help pick up a prescription from a drugstore, perhaps, or get something from the grocery store if you're not able to get out. The email address for that and the phone number are on the screen. You can also find that on our website. The healing helpers will be in the corner. PMH is already there, ready to pray with you for individual prayer. Buddy Leffers is up front. Next week, we're going to welcome Reverend Richard, the DC, back. Not only for the lesson, but for his special music. So, looking forward to having you back. And there's so many people to say thank you that make this service possible. Our blessing team, Kathleen, Tony, and Buddy today, of course, up in the sound booth, Greg and Steve, our wonderful music team, headed up by Blair, the praise singers, and hospitality. Marcia and her team are downstairs. Give them a little love. Let them know we're going to be down in a minute. And, of course, Reverend Paula Mekdeci, thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you. Now let's stand and together affirm our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all
is well. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace I was meant to be. With God as Creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my choice now. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let us go forth with hearts of joy and dreams of new possibilities. Have a great week.